Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Untold Anecdote Podcast. I'm your host Bernie, and on today's episode we have Chris, who is part owner of the brand called Get Shit Done Calendar, who also happens to be our sponsor of the podcast. And I wanted to bring him on so you guys can get to know Chris and tell us what his brand is all about. This is going to be a very good episode because Chris is going to tell us his journey on making this product and give us the steps on how to make a calendar with a very creative saying. And before we begin, a quick word from two of our sponsors. If you want to get shit done and hold yourself accountable, write it down on our calendar. Take a picture of it, put it in your wallet, then tag us on Instagram after completion. High-five the next person you see and check us out at Get Shit Done Calendar on Instagram and DM us for a personal shout-out goal. If you're having trouble engaging with your audience about your brand, explainer videos can help you with that using whiteboard animation. Whiteboard animating is good for telling a story on your YouTube channel, telling people about your new service or program, even explaining to people about your business and how it works. These type of videos will make it more eye-catchy and more easier for your audience to understand your business. To find samples of these type of videos and would like to have a video created for you, explainer videos on Instagram, that's explainer videos with the letter Z at the end, we'll send you a link that will direct you to Fiverr, which is the safest way to make this transaction. All communication is done through Instagram, Fiverr, and email. Everybody, welcome Chris to the podcast. We got Chris in the house, who is the owner of Get Shit Done Calendar. And hey, Chris, tell us a little about yourself and what you do, man.
Yeah, what's happening, Bernie? Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it. My name is Chris Dvorscak, born and raised in Jersey, officially in California, 6 years and rolling now. So got a little tired of shoveling my car out of snow back east and decided to come to the promised land and palm trees, man. I love it.
So what is the whole reason you came to California? Like, everybody wants to make that move to Cali. I want to know. I want to hear your reason.
Yeah, absolutely, man. One of my best friends from high school and undergrad, he came out here for grad school. So he went to USC, and I've never been to California before. So once he came out here for school, I was like, "Yo, man, can I visit, stay on your couch, and do a little vacation?" So he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." So when he first moved out here, he lived in Santa Monica and Hermosa Beach. So I get my plane ticket, I come out to visit him. I'm like, oh wow, this is pretty nice, man. Like the pier, the promenade, the weather, and I'm like, this is just amazing. So I kind of just fell in love with it.
It's one of those things where you just want to, like, you picture yourself living there, like, wow, this is so nice.
Yeah, I mean, this is
like, now I see why everybody wants to come to California.
Yeah, I mean, but people are running outside. I'm like, I don't even like running, and I'm like, all right, I want to jog outside right now.
I know. I used to work by that area, and after my shift, I would go run after because everybody's running. It's like, oh my god, I want to go run.
Yeah, it makes you like want to do stuff and get outside and be motivated.
So I thought it would be a good idea to have the sponsor of the podcast come up and just talk about their product. And since you own Get Shit Done Calendar, we just want to get to know, like, how did the whole idea come about? How did it lead to this? So how did you even come up with this product?
Yeah, man, absolutely. Kind of a personal experience. So like I said, I've been out here in California for 6 years, and I lived in Huntington, Costa Mesa, and now officially in Irvine. So kind of, I guess, getting older, getting more mature, trying to get life dialed in, as you can say. So, you're watching a lot of just different videos online through YouTube, inspirational stuff, and just, kind of get that moving. So I kind of was listening to a piece where it said to, like, write what you did on a calendar for the month, and then you can kind of see it. So for example, say you went out Friday night drinking, you would write Friday night drinking, and then, if you went to the gym the next day, you would write it on Saturday and Sunday. So, and I'm writing this down, and then you could really see on a month snapshot, okay, well, I went out Friday night, I drank, I ate like shit on Saturday, didn't go to the gym on Sunday, didn't go to the gym on Monday, maybe barely got back into the gym on Tuesday and eating healthy. So you can kind of see it those 3-4 days. Once you write it down, you're like, oh, wow, that's kind of a that's kind of a big deal, and it kind of hits you, you know.
Yeah, it's like a whole psychology thing behind it. Because when my wife, she'll write something down on the fridge, like, "Hey,
Yeah,
take the trash out." It's like it's
yeah.
serious. It's more serious than just telling me, like, "Oh crap."
No, it's a big deal, and so basically what happened was I was like, okay, I heard this online. I'm like, all right, let me get a calendar. Let's do this, right? So I go to Target. I get a calendar, and it's just like it's just like an average home looking calendar, like nothing special about it. Something like my mom would kind of have at the house. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of wanted a cooler looking one. And then I bought this like in the middle of the year, whether it was like August or September. So I go there, buy the calendar, it's full price, and I'm like, I have like 5 months left of the year or whatever it is. I'm like, how is this not even on sale right now? I only get to use it for a couple of months. So then I'm like, that's when it kind of hit me. So I'm like, I kind of wanted to design a cool calendar. Um, you can use it throughout the whole year. So our calendar has no dates. So if you bought the calendar in July, you could technically use it for a full year. So that's kind of how it really hit me.
So how long did it take you to come out with it?
Yeah. So
To put the idea out there, because most of us, we come up with ideas on the storm, like, oh, this would be a good idea.
yeah.
But we never act on it, we never put it out. It's a quick thought and then we just forget about it.
No, for sure. So, I mean, being out west, like I said, I have a lot of my good friends, my good buddies back east. So, usually on my days off, I'll give them a ring, kind of catch up with them. And then my one buddy, Michael, we kind of always talk, and he just has a lot of great ideas. And it's almost like more of a business and motivational conversation after we catch up. So I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Dude, that's pretty spot on." So I just wrote down a little sketch, kind of made a calendar like in a notebook, and sent him a few ideas, and he liked it, and we were kind of just talking about it, and we kind of got on the same page of it. So we wrote it down first within the first maybe month or so, and then we kind of made a bunch of changes, and then we finally got a little product made.
Do you ever feel like there's plenty of friends that you can't talk motivational stuff with because they're not on the mindset you're on?
You know what? That's interesting you say that. Absolutely, which is I'm not sure, maybe weird, but there's certain people that I know I can call, and you can talk about like life. You could talk about like just motivational stuff, where others it just might be like sports and just a casual conversation. So that's spot on.
Yeah, because I know many people, man. They don't want to hear it. Like, nah, I'm just here to work. I don't want to do anything outside of this. No, I don't want to start a business. I'm just here to work.
Not everyone is like that, but I mean, it's okay, right? So, you have certain friends you can go to if, say, you gotta get out of jail at, 2 a.m. Who do you call? You have friends that you want to go on a trip with, that friends that, what, I'm in, let's do it. Let's book the trip. They're not going to bullshit you. There's other friends that, you have girl problems. You can call them up, and there's no judgment, So I think if you have a diverse group of friends, it's a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. So how does what's the whole process of creating this calendar? Because what you have is a pretty neat calendar, and I just want to know, like, where did you start first? What's the first step to building this?
Yeah. So I wrote it down on a lovely notepad, and I have terrible handwriting, and I don't think I have an artistic bone in my body, but my cousin Kevin, he's a graphic designer. He does that for work full time. So the reason it says the Get Shit Done calendar by Michael, Chris, and Kevin, that's kind of all three of us. We all have maybe like 3 different talents that come together for it.
Yeah.
So I kind of reached out to him with my initial sketch, and I was like, "Hey, man, can you put some stuff together on an actual computer, like a layout, and do all that stuff?" So I really got to say, someone that knows, graphic design and putting stuff together, it was a big deal. So that was kind of what we relied on my cousin for.
So he was the one in charge of the whole design, right?
Yeah, he's in charge of that, dude, and he kind of asked us some questions behind it. Colors and fonts, and we kind of just gave our input, but then he kind of brought us back around and was like, "Hey, well, this is like this blue is known for like a motivational, color, whereas like, most Facebook and like it's that Twitter blue, where it's like a Carolina light blue." And, he put the shit or the get shit done in the actual lettering, it's S hashtag exclamation point T, which was pretty clever, I thought. So he came up with that himself, and I was like, that's pretty badass, dude. That's like a millennial type deal, you know. I'm like, I'm 34. I like that, you know.
I know when I saw this, I'm like, this is something I don't really see on social media. All I see on social media is like fitness stuff, fitness goals, fitness products, the t-shirt brands. People are signing a lot of t-shirt brands out there. And out of nowhere, I see a calendar thing. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
This is so off the wall. And it says get shit done. And I'm like, hey, this speaks to me. Like, because I'm all about getting shit done around here. Every time I wake up to work on content in the morning, I'm like, it's time to get shit done. So
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, writing it down is a big deal, like you said, right? So, I mean, we kind of bounced around a couple different names, and then you know, there are other calendars that are online that just might say that, but it doesn't have like our spelling. And another big thing is we have the Instagram page, right? So I'm pretty quick on my phone, so I think if all my buddies know that if you text me at like 2:15 in the morning, I'm probably responding to you if I'm not asleep. Even if I am asleep, probably within 1 or 2 minutes. And if I don't respond, that means I'm not available. But you know, you can tag us. You know, we try to just put in some like weekly actionable goals, and then, you know, we like to just to congratulate people, high five the person you kind of see, and it's just like a fun little community that we can get people involved in. So, you know, that was our thought process behind it. And you know, I'll tell you that, like, that Jim Carrey story of the check, man, if you want to hear it.
oh, you're talking about the was it the law of attraction
Yeah.
with the
So
check?
yeah, right. You know, so I've been, you know, getting onto that with law of attraction, visualization, and, you know, I got my man Conor McGregor. I got his videos, right, with UFC stuff. It's pretty wild to see him say, like, you know, at whatever age, at 19, 20, like, I will be the UFC, you know, lightweight champion of the world one day, and it happens. Um, but going back to that Jim Carrey point, right? So if you Google his, or if YouTube his video, just type in Jim Carrey blank check. He's talking to Oprah when he's a little bit younger, and he practiced this a lot. And he wrote himself a blank, not a blank check. He wrote himself a $10 million check, and he put it in his wallet, and he dated it a certain date, and he gave himself like 3 years to cash that check. So he puts this in his wallet, does his life running about here and there, and he's disintegrating, the piece of paper's falling apart, but it's in his, you know, it's in his wallet the whole time for 3 years. And then he said, whatever time frame, Thanksgiving of whatever year, he gets signed for, I think, Dumb and Dumber, and his like paycheck is literally like $10 million. So that's the thought process. We have kind of a 4x6 calendar where you write it could be a weekly goal, a monthly goal, a yearly goal in it. And it's a thicker cardstock piece of paper. So you just put it with you, you put it in your wallet, and you'll see that shit every day, and you'll do things to make sure that happens.
And you just pull it out when you're at work. Like, I will get out of this job, you know.
Yeah,
Write stuff down, and it just
could be,
motivates just to see it. It's like looking at a picture of your family. That's sometimes how I use it to motivate myself.
Yes, 100%. Right. So, you know, if you write down whatever's on there, I will ask my boss for that raise, or I will run 10 miles this week. I don't want to come home and see it and then have it not being done, right? Because then in your head you're like, damn, I didn't do it today. So
I know.
You know, you see it, and you want to make sure it gets done.
Yeah, I had many people I ran into where they're like, "Oh, I'm asked for that raise," and I'll be like, "Hey, did you ask for that raise?" And they're like, "No." Months go by, a year goes by, they never do it because they never have the guts. It's just a thought in their head, like, maybe I'll push it up. Maybe next month I'll ask them.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we have an old school physical piece of paper and pen or pencil, right? So you're gonna write it down. It's not gonna be an app or anything, and it's gonna see it. You're gonna see it every day, and you will do strides to make sure it gets done.
Going back to the Jim Carrey thing about the law of attraction, I like the part where he would park down the street in Hollywood. I can't remember what street it was in Hollywood. He would stare at the billboard and picture himself up there.
Yeah.
And just dream about it.
He said he drove there like you know, every night for I don't know how long a time, and it's just, they say the vividness of this visualization like the
Yeah.
longevity and how often you do it. A couple of these factors, if you do all four of those, that really is what drives it home, you know? So that's a huge part of it for him, I guess, was acting like you've been there, you've been there, and it's just, then it really hits.
I know. I did that when I found out about the law of attraction. I would look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I will make six figures. I will make
Yeah.
six figures. I will make
Yeah.
six figures.
Yeah.
And it happened, man.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I mean,
But the
that's what it's
only
all it's about, man. Hell yeah.
yeah, but the only way to make this law of attraction thing happen is you got to put in the work.
Oh, correct.
You
You can't just
just
be like, I'm gonna be, a millionaire and just sit on your ass and watch Netflix. It ain't gonna happen.
yeah, that's what a lot of people do not understand about the law of attraction. They think, oh, if I think about it and I speak it, it's gonna happen, you know. But no,
Yeah.
you gotta put in the damn work, dude. Because
Correct. And dude, I truly believe if you put in the work, you're consistent with it, it will come. You have positive attitude, you get, positive outlook of life, and you give to others, show gratitude, it will come. Just be patient with it. If you have a good process, things will fall into place.
yeah, that's true, man. So coming, like, you made a big jump from New Jersey to California, and it's
Yeah.
weird because everybody wants to do that. Like, I don't know the whole big thing. I live in California, and I kind of
Yeah.
see it like, oh, don't come here, bro. It's freaking expensive, man.
Right.
Like, you're gonna need a YouTube channel, 70 hours a week, another side job. Like, were you hesitant to come to California?
You know what? I was not. So when my buddy moved out here, I was then vacationing to see him 2, 3, 4 times a year, right? So I'm coming out to visit anytime I had time off. I didn't have to pay anywhere to stay, so I was just literally hanging out with him, meeting his friends, and I'm like, this is awesome. So at the time, I was back east. I was working for Macy's, so I was a department manager for Macy's at the time, and I was probably one of the younger, if not youngest managers there. And then just talking to some of the older managers, they have kids, they have family, they're married. They're like, hey, if I was your age, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have moved here, or I wish I would have, done this before I had my kids. So just hearing that from everyone, the last thing I wanted to happen was to be like, oh, I'm 45 years old and I never tried it. Because if I never tried it, like I would have kicked myself in the ass, and you can't backtrack that time,
Yeah, they say imagine yourself in your deathbed telling yourself, what if I would have started that business? All I needed was $1,000 to start.
Yeah.
Why did I not spend $1,000? Instead, I spent it on tattoos, on freaking going out to eat all the time. But
Right.
you never jumped for it.
It's a big if, like you said. Moving across the country is no joke, right? So, for me, it wasn't that tough. I know that is a huge move. In my head, kind of how I processed it, I was like, okay, well, I relocated with work. So I came out here with a job, which was huge. I knew my one best friend, which was awesome. So, so I come out here for, 6 months to a year. If I don't like it, what's the worst case, right? I move back home. Okay, no
Mhm.
big deal. If I come out here and I love it, then it's, oh, wow, right? So I came out here, I moved, and I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. It's great weather. The beach is amazing. I'm meeting some cool people, like just, so I'm out here 6 years now, dude. Um, my parents come out to visit once a year. They have a blast just seeing where I go, and where, I'll take them around to visit down everywhere. And then, I'll fly home for a wedding or two, whatever I'm in, back east, and catch up with all my buddies.
So how old were you? You were 23 when you
No,
moved.
28, 28.
Whoa, how old are you right now?
Dude, I'm 34 right now. I'm getting old,
Oh, you
man.
do not look old, man.
I look like I'm 23. I know. I get that all the
Hey,
time.
but even doesn't matter how old we are. Like, our parents are still gonna say something. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure your parents said something like, "Hey, why are you moving over there?"
Yeah. So I think my mom knew. I told my mom first. I'm really close with my mom.
Hmm.
She always knew. Like, I think it was just a matter of time until it happened. So I kind of was getting this in the works at work, and I was talking to like the regional recruiter and the West Coast recruiter to get this job lined up, and I was kind of getting that dialed in. And I told my mom, and my mom was like, oh, "Okay," like I kind of figured, you know. And
Uh-huh.
then I told my dad, and he really didn't know how to respond to it. My dad's kind of old school, right? And he was like, "I don't know why you want to leave your family. Why do you want to move?" And I was like, Dad, it's not about leaving you guys. It's just like, you know, doing my own thing and it's moving out west. This is like, I enjoy it there. And it's like, that's what I want to do. I don't know where I want to stay out here and back east. So I'm like, I want to try it back, you know, out west. So he got a little, he really didn't know how to take it, you know? So it was interesting.
How was it when you moved out here, though? Was it like how you thought it was gonna be?
You know what? I would say so. I moved out here, and my buddy Matt that I lived with, and we had a house in Huntington. It was like four of us, and it was kind of cool because I just met people through people and just kind of networked from there. And you know, I think I mean, it's great weather, and you get a melting pot of people. There's a lot of people out here from different areas. And I think for me, you really connect with people when they do that same thing, right? Oh, I moved out here from Chicago, or I moved out here from
Mhm.
somewhere else, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a transplant too.
Wow. And you see, look, when you were talking to on the phone yesterday, you said it was a $1.4 million house. You guys were saying that?
Yes. So
Oh,
my buddy Matt, he was walking back from the beach in Huntington playing volleyball, and we were all trying to figure out how to get a house together. So he was literally walking on 6th Street after a volleyball game, and they're renovating these tall, skinny houses, literally 2 blocks in. And I guess they're painting, getting it all set up. So he asked the dude, right? So he's from Jersey. He basically just walks right in. He's like, "Yo, man, can I take a look at the house?" And guys are like, "Okay, sure." Um, so he takes a look in the house. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty sweet." So he kind of told us about it in this group text with him and the other two buddies that we were trying to get a house with, 3 or 4 of us together. And then we put in our application for it, and we got it, which was crazy. So
I just
literally,
am getting that. It's
dude,
like,
I have no idea. I don't know if we just got on it pretty quick. We sent our stuff to the real estate agent who was renting it out.
yeah.
Um, so I kind of found out a couple days, I think finally right before I literally flew out from Jersey. I'm like, wow, this house is ridiculous. I'm seeing photos of it. I mean, there's like columns, there's a balcony, there's a patio in the front. The master has a fireplace, a jacuzzi. I'm like, this is not even real life right now. This is wild. So um,
The
it
owner was
was,
probably like, okay, they got 4 guys coming in.
yeah,
They're all gonna split it, so they should be making the payments.
yeah. He got paid, man. You know, we try to keep it pretty calm, but I can't really make any promises on that. You know, we had a blast there.
Hey, how much were you guys paying a month for the house?
Um, that was like 44, I want to say, give or take.
And it was 4 of you guys paying rent, huh?
Yeah, so I mean, there was different
Man, that's
rooms and stuff,
crazy.
and yeah, we kind of separated it what we thought was accordingly. Who had the bigger room, bigger closet, but I mean, you ask the guys, man, we'll never forget that experience. I'm telling you right now, like just the times and just the people, and then the house, like that will never be erased from our heads.
Okay, but at that time, where did you have your mindset? Where's your mindset at? Was it on the entrepreneur side?
No, I think it was having a mimosa on a Sunday.
Oh man.
You know, I think when I first moved out here, and just obviously everyone we were living with, you know, about the same age, we were just you know, being behind Main Street in Huntington, we're just going out partying. It was just a very easy time to all of us drink together as 4 guys living in this awesome house. So that was not even close to where the mindset I was at right now.
Really? Yeah, because there's times when I'm just working my ass off. I'm so burned out that I just start thinking about the old times. Like, man, I still remember I didn't have kids. I didn't have a girlfriend or wife. I
Yeah,
would wake up
yeah.
every morning, just have a drink or something, just do whatever I want. But
No, I mean those
like you
are
said, we had to grow up, you know?
yeah. I mean that's 100% what it is. You know what? I mean those were great times, but I think it's like chapters almost of your life, right? So there's different chapters, and then people go through their book and chapters at different times. So Some people get married earlier. Dude, I'm 34, still single, just trying to get my socks on in the morning still. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's different for everyone, and you can't put a time frame on it. You just kind of let it do its course, and then you'll have your own chapter of life of what you're in.
Exactly. Like everybody has their own time frame because I guess society put this whole thing like before age 30, you gotta have a house, you gotta have a family, you gotta be married. So everybody feels this pressure where they're like, oh my God, I'm about to be 30. I don't have a house. I'm not married. I don't have kids.
It's patience, man. It's absolutely patience. And it might be hard to see that and not to get, like upset, but you just have to know in the back of your head, it's your own time frame, and it's, what, you can't really force things, because if you force things, they usually don't work. Believe me, I have a awesome group of friends I went to college with back east, and we have this group chat. So I'll usually wake up in the morning and I'll have like 37 to 84 group text messages I got to catch up on about life, sports, family, and everything. But, some guys are married, some guys have kids. I'm not married, but we're all like best friends, and it's just, we all support each other. So that's what it's all about.
At what point did you ask yourself, okay, all right, Chris, you're talking to yourself, all right, Chris, we got to do something. We can't be doing this. We can't live like this no more.
Yeah. I think in California it's very easy with all the lifestyle, and just, you can come out here and just enjoy life and not get shit done. So, it just kind of, at a point it just hit me, and I don't know what it was. And then at the time, we were probably going out a lot. And then, I just was like, I don't know how people keep on doing this. Like, and then, you wake up some days and you're like, dude, I'm fucking hungover as shit right now. And like, this can't be healthy. Right. So then it just hits you, and then you just try to take little baby steps, and then you get stuff dialed in, and you make yourself, you got to process morning, gym, eat healthy. And then if you keep on doing it 29, 30 days, then, it becomes a habit.
Yeah. Like for me, my point was like, okay, so-and-so's doing this. Like, man, I'm still doing this. Like, I got to get my life together, man. Like everybody's moving on. But then I was just thinking about what society said about your age, like at 30, you got to do this. At 40, you should have this. I was living off by that, and I just felt this pressure on me. Like, like, Bernie, come on, man. You're getting old. You haven't done crap with your life. Like, what's going on? But then during the process, I realized, like, who cares about the age? Who cares about where I should be in life,
Correct.
I'm doing a bunch of sprints. I'm failing at everything. Yep. I got to learn to make this a marathon, just like this whole podcasting thing and the whole video animations I'm doing. Like, I'm not going to do sprints on that. Like, I'm not going to ruin that. I'm going to take my time, like keep at a pace.
Bernie, I'll give you, let me cut in here, dude. You said a process. I got to give you like the Philly analogy from my buddies back east and in around Philly area who are big Eagles fans, and of course Sixers fans. Trust the process.
What does that mean to you?
Okay, so if you're not familiar with trust the process, what the Philadelphia 76ers have been doing is just getting draft picks, building the future from these high number one draft picks, and just trusting the process over a couple of years. They'll put together the right pieces. I think in life, if you trust the process too, right, it'll come. You're not going to see results, next week or maybe even a month or two. But if you eat healthy in the morning, you go to the gym now, you give back, you donate your time, and you help out people at work, it could be a year, or it could be a year and a half. It could be 2 months, 2 years from now. You'll start seeing the fruits of your labor and the seeds that you planted from the previous time frame. So if you have a good process, and if you have a good process, it will come.
Where I think people feel the pressure on? Social media.
Yeah.
They see these young guys, on private jets, Lamborghinis.
Correct. Yeah, big time.
And they feel discouraged, man. It's like, it's putting pressure. I'm like, oh my God, I'm 40, I'm 30 years old. This kid right here is doing way better than me in life. And how is he doing it? How come I don't know how to do this?
Yeah. I mean,
Do you ever feel like that? Like any point?
well, we also live in Orange County, right? So
Yeah.
I literally see that every day, and it's you gotta pinch yourself, right? So this is almost like it's not even like real life out here, you know. So like, I mean, just the cars and the stuff we see, and but I flip it around. So instead of saying, "Oh, I don't have that," it's going to be, okay, well, what am I going to do to get that, or how do I build to make sure I get there, right? So glass is always half full, you know. So it's
Mhm.
not like, oh, I don't have it. It's like, okay, well, let's get it going. Let me do this. Let me try this. Let's get this dialed in. So it's almost like a motivational thing for me.
I know every time I pull up to Irvine or Orange County,
Yeah.
right away it's Teslas, Range Rovers. Uh, Teslas is the most common car I see out there.
Yeah, I mean, we got Benz, you got Tesla, you got G wagons, right? And you're talking about like $120,000 cars. Like,
And you're looking inside, I'm like, who drives this car? Like, what do they do for living?
I know. I mean, this is one of the wealthiest, counties in America. But I feel like it almost makes you like want to level up, right? So I
Yeah,
think a lot of people live in this area. Oh yeah, because it's nice and people like nice things. But if you take it the right way, hopefully it motivates you.
yeah, that's what they say. Surround yourself with things you want.
Yeah,
They say surround yourself with, should they should I say motivational people?
yeah. I
Because they
mean,
say if you hang out with losers, you're gonna be one of them.
that's correct. Right? So, you know, I'll meet people at work and I'll sit with them, and it's just, you just kind of start chatting with them, and then you just kind of hear their story of whether they own a business or what they do and whatever their case is, and it's just like, I'm like, oh wow, it's just you get inspired from it, right? So it's just like, all right, well, let me create my own story, and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, a lot of people hear those stories and they get all motivated.
Right, right.
As soon as they clock out, they don't feel it no more. Like, nah, I don't want to do that.
So, I mean, that's spot on, right? That's for everyone, even for me. So, but you just how do you keep that motivation? How do you keep that motivation going? That's the question, right? So, do you write it down? Do you have an awesome playlist you listen to? Do you have some awesome YouTube clips that you listen to? Whatever the case is, you call your best friends and throughout the day, or just some inspirational text. Like, how do you keep that going, right? So I think that's what everyone has to find, so you kind of keep that and doesn't fall off the cliff.
Exactly. You just got to find your circle on like people are gonna push you to keep going because you're gonna have that
Yes.
one friend like, oh my god, that's not gonna work, bro. You think that piece of paper is gonna bring you any money?
Yeah,
But they
man.
never, but they never bothered to look like outside, like be open minded. Like
Yeah.
possibilities of how much money certain things can make you.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. Like, you never know, right? And you don't know until you try. So, I mean, I can, as you get older, and I think your circle definitely narrows, and you kind of know what you like and what you want to have in life. Um, I try to keep my friends close and really positive, and just I got people with kids and babies now, so I kind of just congratulations, it's fun and like you feel
Does that
good.
discourage you?
No,
Does that make you feel like,
no,
man, I want that? Like, I want
it
to have
doesn't. It
kids.
doesn't. And don't get me wrong, like, yeah, of course I do, but I'm not discouraged, right? I'm like, oh man, that's like your kid is freaking super cute right now, right? I'm seeing like my one buddy Jay and his wife Allie. He has this little guy, and then he has like this awesome hair. It's almost like a red blonde hair. She dresses him up super cute. He has like an Eagles hat on, and like he's just like hilarious. So it's just like you're happy for him, man. It's like that's one of my best friends, and you're just legitimately happy for him, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, okay. I see your mindset, but other people's mindsets are, and I heard it before. Like, oh my
Yeah,
God, Bernie, everybody's having kids. You're having kids. Like, you're having your own life. Like,
yeah.
I'm still here living at my mom's house. I feel so depressed. I feel like I'm not doing anything with my life.
Okay, so I mean, you got to get stuff. You got to get stuff going. So I mean, the first step is recognizing that, right? So you recognize that, cool. You can't just do everything overnight. So write down what you want to do by the end of this year, right? So we got 2 months left. It's November 2019.
Write it down
Write
on
it.
the
Write
get
it
shit done
down.
calendar.
Yes, write it down, and what can you feasibly achieve by the end of this year? And it's just baby steps. So, okay, there's a month and a half left. Go to the gym every day for the next month and a half. And then I'll guarantee you by 2020, it's a habit, So you make those positive steps. Oh, and then all of a sudden your food and your diet change into a positive aspect. Oh, all of a sudden now you're eating healthy and you look good. You're dressing better for work. Oh, now that you're dressing better for work, you're doing better at work. Now all of a sudden your GM comes up to you and he's like, hey, can you help me with this project? And then all of a sudden, like, you're getting a, what I'm saying? So it just, the snowball effect, it rolls.
Confidence. Confidence.
Yeah, big time.
I love it. I know by recognizing I was denying that I was gaining weight. And so my coworker scooped I guess I grew boobs or something. He went like that. He scooped my boobs up. I was like, what? He's like, man, you're getting weight there, little buddy. I'm like, no way. He's like, you're lying. So since that day, I've been very careful. I actually think about what he did to me. He kind of traumatized me. I was like, oh, shoot. But
hey, man.
It was a wake-up call. I needed that. Man.
The wifey must have some good cooking over there.
She does, actually.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, whether it's from yourself realizing it or from friends, right? That's kind of meant to happen, right? And it kicked you in the ass. So sometimes everyone needs a kick in the ass, So then do it, I don't want to hear people complain when you're not doing shit about it. That's just such a pet peeve of mine, and believe me, I'm not like a super okay, I'm not running 30 miles a day, but just to hear stuff, people complain, it's just okay, then change it. Then change your life or change a habit. I don't know why you're complaining to me for if you don't want to do the work.
What do you think about the most complaints me and you probably hear around our workplace, right? So we hear all these complaints out of our workplace. Like, man, I hate this fucking place.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this place. Like, why am I here? The pay sucks. This sucks. That sucks. He sucks.
Well, if you see, I think if you hear and see all that, you'll notice the common thread is just a lot of blame, right? So blaming others, blaming the environment, blaming the economy, blaming the foot traffic, blaming the sales. So no matter where you go, if you take that common thread from where you work, from where I work, from anyone works, that's what it is. So then you need to fall back and then say, what can I do better? What am I doing wrong? And if you're not changing or practicing that, I had a really good boss back in the day when I was a manager at Macy's. He always used to tell us and coach us. He would say, okay, if you're getting these results, which are not acceptable right now, and you're coaching your team the same way, well, why are you still coaching your team the same way if you're still getting those results? And you're like, oh, that makes good sense. So he's like, what are you going to do differently? So then that would challenge us of try to do things differently, right? So if you're doing the same thing over and over and you're getting the same results, well, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change.
Exactly, man. It's like, why you keep doing the same mistake over and over? It's like shooting the ball a certain way in basketball.
And not going in the hoop.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're doing something wrong. Your form's not right.
Right.
I get it. But I think it all starts in the mindset, man, how people just view life. Because I believe that because I used to work at this place where I was making a lot of money, man. And a lot of people will walk around with their head down, talking trash. Bernie, why do you like this place? Like, man, look at my checks, dude. I never made so much money before.
I mean, it's just crazy, that negativity, like you said.
Yeah, and be like, oh, that guy right there is always walking around happy, man. It's like, Bernie, why you always walking around happy around here? It's just, I don't know, man. I just looked at everything differently, and it just, like so, I said, it starts Bernie, in the mind.
Do you like walking around happy, or do you like walking around, pissed?
No, I like walking around happy. I don't like being pissed, man. It just ruins my day. I start having negative thoughts. My creativity goes out the window. I can't think of good stuff. It all starts. It all starts there. And like me and you, we're content creators, so we're constantly thinking of, okay, what should we upload? What's my next caption? And when we're thinking negative, those thoughts just go out the window. It's like you don't care. You don't want to. You can't think straight.
Correct.
On what you want to post.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really good has ever happened without like great energy and enthusiasm and positivity, right? So I think the more you can keep that rolling in life, it helps in all aspects.
Yeah. You know why I scheduled you in the morning to do this interview?
Because I just took a shitload of pre-workout.
This guy's all hyped. He's doing push-ups right now while we're doing this interview. No, because every morning I like to start my morning good. Coffee, get my kids ready, and it makes me happy, you know? So I'm like, let's do this interview when I'm happy.
Yes.
Because as I go progress, if we do this interview towards the end of the day, man, like my kids have already given me headaches. They're fighting. I'm trying to break them up. They're throwing shit at each other.
Yeah.
Like while we're doing this interview towards the end of the day, like there's thoughts going in my head. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, damn, I can't believe my kid did that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, or I hear a complaint from the teacher and it's like, it just bugs me. So I'm like, this is the perfect time to do it.
All right, man. Well, I'm in for that, dude. You got the positivity going. I'm rocking and rolling over here, and it's gonna it'll set your pace for the day. So maybe even later, you'll say, you know what? We just had a hell of a podcast today, dude. Hey, you have a little girl or a little guy or both?
I got both. Girl.
You got both. Okay.
Yeah,
so you'll be like, hey, you know what? Not a big deal. They're crying. Hey, come over here. Let me give you a big hug. Let's just keep the positivity going here.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's what I got to work on. Patience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is someone speaking from who does not have kids. So
I know. I was going to tell you. I'm like, Chris, you do not have kids, bro. You don't understand, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole other level of patience.
I was counselor Chris as a park counselor in high school for 3 or 4 years. So, I mean, I think maybe as counselor Uncle Chris, it's easy to say, but yeah, I don't have any yet. So I'll just shut my mouth over here.
Just wait. I'll call you. I'm like, hey, how you doing, Chris?
Yeah.
What's with those gray hairs growing out of your head?
Oh, man.
Hey, so going back to your calendar.
Yeah.
How far are you trying to go? How big are you trying to go on this?
You know what? I think sky's the limit, and I think some of the initial feedback we're getting a lot of just people who are in that like self-help motivation kind of positivity are kind of enjoying it. And then we've had some gyms kind of follow us. I have another buddy who has he owns a physical therapy clinic in Huntington. So he kind of got interested in it as well. So I'm going to see if I can work with him. So hey, man, like whoever wants to use it, whoever wants to use it. It could be it could be a company, it could be a work, it could be a personal, person. Whoever think that could benefit from it, man. Whatever.
I got a few questions about this.
Yeah,
because I don't know how you even started counting. Like, did you print this yourself, or because it's a 4x6, right? It's like the size of your hand.
Yeah, so it's kind of made to fold either in half or to get into your wallet somehow. My cousin designed the calendar, and he thought this would be like the best kind of size. I think it's like 4x6 to get the exact dimensions on it. And then he had some contacts with some printing suppliers. So once we finalized the colors, the font, just some of the graphics on it, we asked for a sample to get printed. So I just got the first sample in the other day. So now I'm just going to try to figure out how many I'm going to order of these all at once to keep the cost down, So that's going to be coming soon. But, I needed help on this, right? So I think another aspect of this is just doing what you love, So, and they say if you do what you love, obviously they say this all the time, you don't work a day in your life, right? Yeah. So I was trying to design this myself and doing some like graphics and computer stuff. And I was like, oh, I fucking suck at this. And I hate doing this.
You outsourced it. And how did you feel about having somebody else design your stuff?
Oh,
there's people that don't.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I trust. It's my cousin, right? So one, I love his work. And two, he asked us questions. So, how do you want it to look and different things? And he gave us feedback. So if we picked certain things, he would say, well, this is great. This might be hard to see and different things. So you just work through it and then you see what people like. And, I had a couple people I just asked questions to too. I'm like, hey, do you like, design 1, 2, or 3 better? And then you just get some feedback on it, from real life people.
All right, because I'm trying to get into your head, like, because there's people listen, plus probably someone listening to this, like, man, I want to design my own calendar,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay. So what people always say is, okay, if you can make a calendar better, how would you make your own calendar better to make it faster or cheaper or or more motivational for someone, right? So
Mhm.
if you know that in your head, then you can put that into your own design. And then what I found when I bought that calendar from Target, in my head, I said it needs to be way more fun and better colors. And then, as a very cost efficient person, some might say frugal,
Mhm.
I was like, I can't believe I'm paying full price for this calendar, and it's like August already. So I left off the dates in the calendar so you can use it for one full year.
And to decide it, like, where you gonna get it printed? How did you find someone to print it? Like, where do you
Yeah.
start first?
So I would say that's probably not one of my things that I enjoy doing. So that's when you have the rest of your two or three people that you kind of, work with. So I had my cousin, and like I don't know anything about cardstock paper, the thickness, the print quality, right? They're like asking me. I try to do it first, and I'm like, Kev, you gotta get on this for me, dude. I'm like, I'm asking you these questions anyway. I'm like, can you just reach out to these printing vendors, please? So
Did
that's
you
where
did you have like samples of the type of paper you're gonna use, or?
I didn't have it yet, but what I was kind of telling my cousin, I was like, we need to get a thicker piece of paper so then if I held it in my pocket, it wouldn't fall apart as bad. And he kind of knows that from being in that industry,
Yeah.
so that's where I relied on his knowledge from.
Okay. Hey, Chris, you know how many people are thinking about starting a calendar right now, listening to this?
Oh,
They're getting
shit.
ideas, but they're not gonna do the work, man.
Hey, got to put in the work.
That's the thing. Like, we think of all these ideas and we don't put out the work. We don't put it to reality. The law of
Yeah,
attraction. Put it out to
yeah,
reality.
yeah.
Not a lot of people think it's real. Like, oh no, you're crazy, man. They're like, that's not real.
You
That's
know
just
what?
somebody to make money. They made that book or that DVD just to make money off of it. So, like, give me an example. Would you have an example of a law of attraction moment you had?
Actually, yeah, I do. You know what is definitely crazy, and I think seeing it at first and hearing people say that, you're like, okay, that's just I don't know, that's just either odd or random, or maybe that's just like by mistake. But then you do some research on it, you kind of get into it, and then you see other success stories, come from it, right? So then
They
you're
call
seeing
it
like,
differently.
yeah,
Nobody.
visualization, law of
Yeah,
attraction, but I've heard anything from celebrities to UFC fighters, just from other, and then it's like, okay, these people were like, they got it, they have it dialed in. So maybe, it is true, right? So then, like, you try a few things, and I mean, so I'll give you the example. So I wrote down a bunch of different like goals and different things I wanted to do, right? Life goals, travel here, Dubai, Thailand. And then I put some like places to see, people to visit. So I'm a big sports fan, so I'll get right into it. So I put down one to go to the ESPYs, which is like the Oscars of sports and ESPN. A second thing, and I wrote this list on uh, October 1st. So I have this dated on my pad.
okay.
So if you guys don't know him, I wrote down, my buddies are going to laugh right now. I wrote down meet Colin Coward. So he's a sports personality on Fox Sports. And I literally listen and watch this guy every single day, Monday through Friday. He has a 3-hour show. He's lived on the East Coast, kind of lived all over, and he just has awesome analogies from back east, from back west, and then he ties it in with sports. And I think he's a funny dude. So I wrote meet Colin Coward on my list here on October 1st, and then literally 2 days ago it happened, which is crazy, and my mind's still blown from it.
Wait, so how'd you meet this guy? What's the whole story behind it?
Okay, so I've been DMing like just the show and the people that work on the show, and I didn't get a response, about meeting him. So I work at Fletcher Jones Mercedes-Benz, so it's in Newport Beach, right? So Saturday morning, we got busy pretty early, so I'm running around. I'm back of the showroom. I'm in the front. I'm outside. I'm just kind of all over the place. It's kind of busy already, right? So we're kind of all guys at work. There's like very few females, right? Because it's a car dealership. We talk sports literally all the time at work. So my two best friends at work that we debate about sports about, my two best friends, Ricardo and also Sam, we get into LeBron talks, we get into football debates, back and forth. So they know I watch this guy's show all the time, and I'll even send him clips and show him when he says stuff. So they just know I am a super big fan of him. I guess I'm at the Key Machine, which is kind of right off the showroom floor, Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. And then I hear Ricardo and Sam talking, and they're like, "Where's Chris? Go get Chris right now. Call Chris. Where the hell is Chris?" And I'm like at the Key Machine, and I'm like, "Guys, I'm right here. Like, what are you guys debating about right now? Like, I'm right over here. What do you guys want?" And I come out, and they're like, "Dude, look what we found for you." I'm like, "Holy shit." I'm like, "This is crazy right now." So it's Colin Coward. He's standing there. My buddies, I guess what they were telling me afterwards is like they were chatting there, and they're like, "Hey, you look like Colin Coward." He's like, "Yep." And not even like for them to say hello, they were so excited for me, right? So they're like, "All right, hang on. This might be a little overwhelming right now, but you have the biggest fan in our dealership ever invented. Let's get him right now." So they're going crazy trying to find me. So then I pop out because I'm pretty close, and then he shakes my hand. "Where are you from?" And we talked sports for a little bit before we got him, settled in. So I was so thrown off guard, dude. I'm like, this is crazy because it was Saturday. I was literally running around everywhere, and I was pretty close to the showroom when he popped in. And then my two best friends that know everything about me and sports and how I literally watch this guy for 3 hours every day ran into him as soon as he walked in. So I'm like, I wrote this down on my fucking calendar.
You told him that?
No, I didn't get a chance to tell him that yet because he got pulled. But if he gets a car from us, I'm definitely going to tell him that.
Wow. So
I'm like, this is in my head. I'm like, this is crazy. I wrote this down a month ago. I have a piece of paper at home with it on it. I'm like, this is crazy right now. So
everybody's like, "Nah, I don't believe it." Like,
yeah,
let me see.
I was showing everyone the dates on it, and I screenshotted it too. So I'm like, this is wild. This is so wild right now. So kind of to bring it back around, man, just doing some visualization and affirmations at night. And I think I don't know, maybe thinking it into existence. I just do everything lined up so perfectly. I was pretty close to the showroom. My two buddies were there. They both ran into him, and they both know me. And so, it literally the stars aligned. It was wild, bro.
Man, you spoke it out to existence, man.
Hell yeah! So Powerball numbers next, sir. Let's go.
Just imagine them. Wow. I think everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
The universe can handle it. It's like everybody wants it. Hey, and before we close out, man, what do you want to tell the audience, and where can they find you?
Yeah, so we're just kind of getting started here. If you can take a look at Get Shit Done calendar on IG, you can DM us, send us a little message if you want a little custom shout out. Feel free to. We always love that and promote that. I think what we're all trying to do and everyone's trying to do is listen, we're all going to help each other. Let's do this together, right? So if you want to bounce ideas off of me, let's go for it. And vice versa. If you want to chat about law of attraction, writing down your goals, feel free to. If you want to talk about sports, man, let's go. So let's I think it's all about bringing like positivity and helping out others, and that's a main deal here, you know.
Yeah, and feel free to contact Chris because you reply like right away. And you're always on it, huh?
No pressure, man. I think you know that's important. That's important to me, right? So my friends know that they can text me in the early morning if they need something or they have a question or whatever it is, and I try to be pretty quick on the response. So I guess no pressure now for me for DMs, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah. What is one thing you want to tell the audience? Something inspiring.
You know what?
Someone someone that's oh my bad, someone that's hesitating to just jump, because that jump could change their whole life.
Yeah, I mean, just I think like you said earlier, you don't want to be on your deathbed or 40 or 50 years old and you're like, fuck, man, I never try this, right? So it is all about writing it down. It's 100%, right? So write down what do you want to do for this year and then for next year, and there's baby steps, right? So you're not gonna have a mansion and a Ferrari by the end of 2020. It's not gonna happen, right? Just do a good job of your process, put everything in place, and then everything will fall.
Amazing. Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
man. Yeah, man.
And there you have it, folks, from the one and only Chris Dvorscak. Many of us think of the next big thing, but never even attempt to put it out there. We probably sit on it for months until someone else brings it to life, and there you are, complaining, saying, oh, I came up with it first. Even though there are similar products like Chris's calendar, at the end of the day, it's all about quality and who markets it the best. You can find Chris at Get Shit Done Calendar on Instagram, and you know what? Feel free to DM him. He replies pretty fast, and until next time, guys, cheers.